Next, prevention and management diabetes complication. Number 1, hypertension or blood pressure control. Recommendation, screening and diagnosis. Blood pressure should be measured at every routine diabetes visit. Patient found to have systolic blood pressure greater than 100 mmHg or diastolic blood pressure greater than 80 mmHg should have be pressure confirmed on a separate day. Pressure confirmed, repeat systolic blood pressure greater than 130 mmHg or diastolic blood pressure greater than 80 mmHg confirm a diagnosis of hypertension. Goals: patients with diabetes should be treated to systolic blood pressure small 130 mmHg. Patients with diabetes should be treated to a diastolic blood pressure small 80 mmHg. Treatment: patient with systolic blood pressure 130 up 139 mmHg or diastolic blood pressure 80 up to 89 mmHg may be given lifestyle therapy alone for maximum of 3 months. And then if targets are not achieved, patients should be treated with addition of pharmacological agent. Patients with more severe hypertension at diagnosis or follow-up should receive pharmacologic therapy in addition to lifestyle therapy. Lifestyle therapy for hypertension consists of weight loss is overweight. Style dietary pattern including reducing sodium and increasing potassium sodium intake, moderation alcohol intake, and increased physical activity. Pharmacological therapy for patients with diabetes and hypertension should be paired with a green that includes either an ACE inhibitor or angiotensin II receptor blocker. If one is not tolerated, that other should be substituted if needed to achieve blood pressure target. A thiazide diuretic should be added to dose with an estimated glomerular filtration rate greater than 80 ml. Hypertension is a common comorbidity of diabetes that affects the majority of patients, with prevalence depending on type of diabetes, age, obesity, and ethnicity. Hypertension is a major risk factor for CFD and microvascular complications. In type 1 diabetes, hypertension is often a result of underlying nephropathy, while in type 2 diabetes it usually coexists with other cardiometabolic risk factors. Screening and diagnosis. Measurement of blood pressure in the office should be done by a trained individual and should follow the guidelines established for non-diabetic individuals. Measurement is the set position with feet on the floor and arms supported at heart level. After 5 minutes of rest, Chufsai should be approached for the upper because of the clear synergic risk of hypertension and diabetes. The diagnosis hypertension is lower in people with diabetes. Treatment goal: random clinical trial have demonstrated to benefit of coronary heart disease, even stroke of lowering blood pressure to small 150 mmHg system and systolic greater than 80 mmHg diastolic in diabetes. Treatment strategies: although there are no well-controlled studies of diet and exercise in the treatment of hypertension in individuals with diabetes, the dietary approach to stop hypertension study in non-diabetic individual has shown antihypertensive effect similar to those of pharmacological monotherapy. Number 2, dyslipidemia or lipid management. Recommendation, screening. In most adult patients, measure fasting lipid profile at least annually. In adults with low-risk lipid, small 100 mg HDL cholesterol, big 50 mg and triglyceride. Treatment recommendation and goal: lifestyle modification focusing on the reduction of saturated fat, trans fat, and cholesterol intake, increase of 3 fatty acids, viscous fiber, and plant stenol. Statin therapy should be added to lifestyle therapy, regardless of baseline lipid level for diabetic patients with over CFD, without CFD, who are over the age of 50 years and have one more other CFD risk factor. For patients at lower dose than subscribed above, statin therapy should be considered in addition to lifestyle therapy. LDL cholesterol remain 100 mg or in those with people CFD risk factor. Number 3, antiplatelet agent. Consider aspirin therapy as a primary prevention strategy in those with type 1 and type 2 diabetes at increased cardiovascular risk. There is not sufficient evidence to recommend aspirin for primary prevention in lower risk individuals. For patients with CFD and document aspirin allergy, clopidogrel should be used. Combination therapy ASE and clopidogrel is reasonable for up to years after an acute coronary syndrome. ADA and the American Heart Association have in the past jointly recommended that low-dose aspirin therapy be used as a primary prevention strategy in those with diabetes at increased cardiovascular risk, including those who are 50 years of age or those with additional risk factor. These recommended were derived from several orders that include small number of patients with diabetes. Number 4, smoking cessation recommendation. Advise all patients not to smoke. Include smoking cessation counseling and other forms of treatment as routine component of diabetes care. Issue of smoking and diabetes are reviewed in detail in the ADA technical review and position statement on this topic. A large body of evidence from epidemiology, case control, cover study for profit confessing the documentation of causal link between cigarette smoking and health risk. Cigarette smoking contribute to 1 every 5 deaths in the US, as in the most important modifying cause of premature death. Much the prior work documenting the impact of smoking, Hall did not separately discuss results and subs individuals with diabetes. A number of large randomized clinic trials have demonstrated the efficacy and just effectiveness of smoking cessation counseling in changing smoking behavior and reducing tobacco use. The routine on-drug assessment of tobacco use important as means of preventing smoking or encouraging cessation. And the last, coronary heart disease screening and treatment. Recommendation: screening in asymptomatic patient, evaluate risk factor to stratify patient by 10 years risk and teen risk factor accordingly. Treatment in patient with known CFD, SCA inhibitor, aspirin, and statin heart therapy, if not contraindication, should be used to reduce the risk of cardiovascular event. In patient a prior, beta blocker should be continued for at least 2 years after the event. Long-term use of beta blocker in the absence of hypertension is reasonable if well tolerated. Avoid thiazolidinedione treatment in patients with symptomatic heart failure. Metformin may be used in patients with stable CF in renal function is normal. It should be avoided in unstable or hospitalized patients with CRF. Screening for CAD is a review in a recently updated consensus statement. To identify presence of CAD in diabetic patients without clear or suggestive symptoms, a risk-based approach, the initial diagnostic evaluation and subsequent follow-up has intuitive. However, recent studies conclude use the approach fail the identification with patient will have silent ischemic or screening test.